dumb, non-taking care of your responsibilities ass nigga. When all this shit here motherfucker started, I used to get together, motherfuckers used to ask me, say, yo, Skitty, I'm done. The next time this motherfucker will do all this motherfucking talking and shit about how he got all this gas and all this shit like this and don't do nothing. The next time he goes to the hospital,
Not sure who we got in the building yet. See, we got one viewer. Thanks for joining me over in the 4K corner. This is your midday movie news. First time going up in the middle of the day, so we'll see. We'll see how this works out. See how many people can join in. Hit up the chat. See what all we can talk about today. Just wanted to see, get a gauge of how many people can join during the day as opposed to the nighttime. So we're seeing a little bit how we get this thing going. But as always, make sure you smash that like button and hit me up in the chat if there's anything you want to talk about. We got 3 in here now. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Welcome to the 4K corner. Looks like the Joker movie's still doing big things. It's topped over $200 million. So I think that's the biggest for Warner Brothers so far, beating out the likes of The Dark Knight. I still ain't seen it myself. Actually, I am thinking about going to see it Friday morning because everybody's saying great things. I've seen a few people say, no, it ain't what the hype is saying it is, but just about the majority, I say 99% of everybody I know that's seen it said they really liked it. So I think I'm going to actually see it. You guys, if you're new, then you don't know, but I had my reservations about it. I wasn't quite sure of what it was going to be like. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to go see it. I'll wait, but definitely got to see it now that everybody's saying, yes, it is the movie to see. So, I'll see. Maybe I'll go ahead and afterwards and go live again after that and let you guys know what I thought. Only other movie I wanted to see was Gemini Man, but of course that had terrible reviews, so that was a wash. Marco, what's going on? I'm thinking of getting an Xbox One X next month. What fighting games are good? I'm thinking of getting Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct's always a classic, so I would say yes, that's definitely worth getting. But double check to see if it's on like Ultimate Game Pass or something like that, to where I believe you get it for free anyway, but it's all that extra DLC and stuff that costs. I can't remember. I actually have it. I don't play it. The only fighting game I really play is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And if a Street Fighter comes out, then, I love Street Fighter. So those are only games. Mortal Kombat is always a plus. I always hear good things year after year about the Mortal Kombat games. But I prefer Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom. I like the faster paced stuff more than the slower paced style fighting games. Plus, I don't play against people because I do want to fight stick, but I'm not that good. So I'll get on there, everybody corner smashing me, pin me in the corner, and just tear me up. Or, it's supposed to be rank-based games, but all they do is delete their ranks and start over, but they know how to play the game. They just want to smash like newbies like me. So it's not worth it. Like, they'll hit you. You can't do nothing the whole round. Like, they just destroy you. So I play Dragon Ball Fighter Z like story mode all the time. It's a joke. Then they got the nerve to destroy you in like 10 seconds and you can't pull a move off. And then they want to sit there and try to invite you to play another round with them. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. And then the only thing with Street Fighter though, everybody picks Ken, Ryu, or Akuma. It's like the same player, so that's kind of a wash a lot of times, man. But Killer Instinct, yeah, if that's what you really dig, something like that, or Soul Calibur or something, then yeah, pick up what you like, man. Don't base your stuff off what other people really prefer. Everybody got their own likes and dislikes. It's what makes us human. All right, what else we got going on out there? More movie news of the what is it? The Batman with Robert Pattinson. Supposedly, Zoe Kravitz is supposed to be playing Catwoman. I don't know how I feel about that one. We'll have to see. I mean, it could turn out really good or really bad. I had my I wasn't sure with Dark Knight Returns when I first saw the trailers and everything. I was like, I don't know about this one because everything was looking kind of cheesy and fake, but it turned out well. So you just never know, man. I just really wanted Ben Affleck to get his solo Batman film. I thought he did a really good job as Batman. I know a lot of other people really didn't care for him as Batman, but I love the way he would move in the suit, how he kind of had like that crooked neck or like tight, thick neck. Like, and then the Arkham style fight moves and just like I loved it. So unfortunately, we didn't get that. Left hanging high and dry by Hollywood as usual. But other than him, I mean, I really don't know who I want to play the Batman. Is there anybody? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Anybody y'all could see playing Batman? I never really know. Like, I'm not good at that, sitting back and saying, oh, this person would be good at playing this character. Like, I really don't know. Other than if you look at like somebody's facials and their bone structure, could they play a certain character? Like, I thought Hugh Jackman made for a good Wolverine, but there's somebody else I seen a picture of. He had like his full beard grown and everything, so he could look good as Logan as well. Marco also says, I can't wait for PS5 to watch 4K movies. That's why I think Xbox One is great to buy because of the 4K and games you can play it on. Now, just got Scarface on 4K. Can't wait to see it. Marco, salute to you, man. I just picked it up as well. I just finished filming that video. You can see, because I haven't watched it yet either, so I just got finished unwrapping it myself. Picked it up. Just finished that before I hopped on here. Well, I had to eat first, but that vlog is coming later on today. So I couldn't wait on that one either, man. I've owned it in every format that it's come out in except for Laserdisc. Never owned Laserdisc. So that was a definite cop. I had to get it. Plus that price was right. Only thing is I wish they would have came out with a steelbook. You guys that follow me, y'all know I'm not a big steelbook guy, but if they'd have did some type of like gold steelbook or something for it, I think that would have been pretty dope. Kind of missed the ball on that one. Plus, it would have been cheap. So, y'all already know. Had some other releases this week. Hellboy. The first Hellboy came out. 4K format. Heard the transfer is really good on that one. Also, you got Stuber on 4K and Blu-ray. You had Crawl on Blu-ray. And what am I missing, you guys? Was it... I can't remember the last. Something else that came out, I do believe. Everybody says Stuber was great. Haven't seen it. I do want to watch it. If Crawl would have came out on 4K, I definitely would have picked it up. I was really intrigued by that movie when I first saw it. When I first saw the trailer for it, it looks like one of those B-grade movies that you see on sci-fi or something like that, the concept of it. But I was really intrigued by it because it seems, I don't know if the whole movie takes place like with them in the house and it's they're trying to figure out what to do, where to go. But I love that concept because it was kind of like a Don't Breathe type thing where they're just stuck somewhere and something's trying to get them. So I wanted to see it. And I actually heard it's pretty good. So eventually I will watch it. I'm just not buying the Blu-ray for it for $22. That's not going to happen. Maybe it'll go down for Black Friday and I'll pick it up at some point. Or I'm sure it'll be on Amazon Prime or one of the streaming services and I'll watch it. But Stuber, yes, I definitely have to watch that because I think Dave Bautista is a pretty good actor. Loved him in Guardians of the Galaxy. Thought he fit in very well as Drax. He's got that the physique And then to be funny like that, I really never expected him to be that funny, but he did have some funny lines, so worked out really well. So I'm quite sure it probably is a really good film. Anything else y'all picked up so far this week, or are you waiting on payday to come Friday, or whatever the case may be? Are you holding off till Black Friday already? I've heard some people say, I'm not buying anything till Black Friday. I mean, we're still, what, like 5 weeks away from that, so it's kind of tough to sit here and say I'm gonna wait that long, because I think before I start holding off on Black Friday, I think it'll come November. Hobbs and Shaw releases, I believe, on November 10th or something like that. Super duper Rupa Valley, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you. I was actually thinking about you last night, big homie. I was watching Skinny, and I'm like, yo, I ain't been watching Skinny like that, but I was just like, man, I haven't seen Rupa in a good minute. So I've been thinking about you, big homie. I don't know if it's the migraines that's been keeping you away, or if you're busy like that, man, but definitely been looking for you on the lives. Or maybe you're just trying to stay away from all that BS that's going on again. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I'm thinking about Rufus, man, PS4 smoke Reggie. How about that? And when that PS5 come out, it smoke Reggie, because it's trying to copy the Xbox. You know that PS5 for them people with them little baby hands. Marco says, have you seen the Harley Quinn trailer? It looks all right to me. I might watch if the reviews are good after a week. Is that being released? Bears, what's going on? Bears2248 in the building. What is up? Welcome to the 4K Corner. This is your midday movie news. Yeah, I thought it looked pretty decent for the first trailer that we got so far. Not too bad. Not highly impressed. I think we got to see the other characters. Once we start seeing more of what the movie is about and they start introducing the other characters, I think we'll get a better understanding of what we're going to get with that film. Long as it doesn't end up like Suicide Squad. Man, Rupert, man, I'm about to block you. Because Suicide Squad was trash. Only thing I liked about it was Harley Quinn and Joker, so I'm actually kind of mad that we didn't get... I actually like that style of the Joker. It was a pretty cool take. A little bit different than what we usually get, so I was pretty happy with it. That's the only thing I liked. And then you had your moments that Batman showed up, so that was cool. But other than that, Suicide Squad was not that good. They tried too hard to be like Guardians of the Galaxy, man. It was too much humor. The music did not fit in with a lot of the scenes, and Killer Croc was just horrible. Super Duper Rufus says, I think that was the best Joker. Yeah, I really like that Joker, man. I liked his minions that came in with the mask and stuff in the club. I thought that was well done. You need to get that Need for Speed Heat. I know you don't play games that much. Yeah, man. Bears, I've slowed down on the gaming, man. I just don't have the time for it. Like, if there's something that I really, really love and just have to feel like I got to play it, then yes, I would jump on. I thought this new Call of Duty Modern Warfare was going to be like that, but second week of the beta, I started having my reservations. There were some things I did not like about it, but I'm probably still going to pick it up. So we'll see how that goes. But far as like years ago when I used to come home on my lunch break, as soon as I come home from work and be on till like 3 in the morning, those days are long gone. Honestly, I've never really been into racing games. I used to get the Need for Speeds back on like PlayStation 1, but I ain't been into racing games like that in a long time. Forza is dope to me. I really like Forza. Never got into Project Cars. What's the other one? The big one on PlayStation. I forget the name of it. But I used to play that. But other than that, nah, I don't really get into the racing games like that much. And then with Need for Speed, you just never know what you're going to get, man. There's some Need for Speeds that came out that's complete garbage. Sage says, which 4K Blu-ray movies have the best IMAX scenes? Dark Knight. Interstellar has some really good ones as well. I mean, Christopher Nolan, all his movies got IMAX scenes. Dunkirk, anytime they can include that, man, it is a plus. Especially if you didn't get to see it in the IMAX ratio while it was out in theaters. It's good to finally have that. But a lot of people do not like it because they don't understand it. So you got a bunch of flipping of the aspect ratio during the film, so people get confused of why they got black bars on top and bottom for certain scenes, and then it fills their screen. Most people just want the movie to fill their screen because they're like, oh, I got this big screen TV, but they're cutting the movie. They don't really understand that, you know, it's giving you that widescreen shot that the director intends you to have so that you can see more picture. that all they know is it looks like they're not getting the full picture. So they wanted to fill that screen. And I get it. I love it when a movie fills its screen. So if we can get IMAX on more of these movies, a lot of times they don't even include it. The stuff will come out in IMAX ratio, but once it hits the release, we don't get it. So that actually sucks. Hey, Slim Nine Dime, do you ever watch a scary movie marathon on Halloween? Not really. Not far as like saying, okay, I'm gonna go to my shelves and pull out some movies that I'm gonna sit here and watch all the way through. But there are times that I've been like, okay, certain movies are on, like say TBS, TNT, USA usually do it. Of course, Sci-Fi does it, where I will be like, okay, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch this. You know what I'm saying? Even though most of the time watching a movie on syndicated TV, like it kind of sucks because of the commercial breaks. But I do pull out movies during this time of year, like Monster Squad, stuff I really love, and try to watch it because it is fall and Halloween. Rupa says I always watch. Hey, 13 Ghosts, that is a highly slept on movie, man. That was really, really good. And of course, back in the day, I loved Rod Digger, so that was always a plus. Even though she wasn't in the movie much, but that was my baby there. What you think about Cassidy versus Arsenal? Honestly, that's the only battle I have not watched on there. I actually finally watched that whole lockdown card the other morning. I think it was Friday or Saturday or something while I was getting ready for work. Once I watched, okay, JC and Shotgun Suge got bodied 3-0. JC killed him, but the stage was so empty. The crowd wasn't really into it that much till like really JC's second round. Then they just kept yelling 3-0. You killed them already and all that. So you got the JC antics. And then who else was on the card? New Jersey Twerk and Calico, that was straight trash. Twerk went off his first round, but once they started booing and all that, it got horrible. Then you had K-Shine and Reed Dollars. I can't stand K-Shine, man. He's got that little man syndrome. Like, he always want to fight and just angry all the time. So I can't stand that dude. In Arsenal and Cassidy, and I'm quite sure Cassidy it was probably all gas. I really don't like Cassidy's style, but you can't deny him, man. Dude's a freestyle genius. So I'm quite sure he probably won. Of course, in the building, he's won because it's Philly. But that Philly crowd was actually horrible. When T-Top came on stage, they booed him, which I don't like that tag team type stuff anyway, unless it's double impact. And then it got outrageous with the last few double impacts anyway. But even T-Top said it. He was like, yo, I will never battle in Philly again. So that lockdown card, that was pretty much trash. But Bears, do you know, is that official versus Misfit battle? Has that happened already? I think it has, and I think they said Misfit killed official. Super Duper Rupert probably like official if he watched battle rap, because you know that whole Louisiana thing. Louisiana smoked Reggie down there. Stanley James says he's been playing 2K20. How is that 2K20 going though? The whole My Park and everything. I don't know. I haven't bought a football or basketball game since the last 2K I got is 2K18. I think my daughter got 2K19 upstairs on her PlayStation. The last Madden I got, this is horrible. And I love sports. Madden 16. I think my daughter, like, she got all the games upstairs for her PlayStation. But she loved all that stuff. The last wrestling I bought was 2K15. So yeah, all the sports games. The only reason I say that is because the sports games, you're hype. Like Madden, you're hype when it comes out $60. Madden drops in price pretty quick. So within about that first month, or maybe 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to see Madden for like $40, $50. So it's like, why am I even buying this? Said he's still on 2K with the Jordan cover. That was, which one was it? Was that 17? Like, I love FIFA. I still got FIFA. Last one I got was FIFA 17. My daughter might have 18 because she plays soccer. She loved it. But last FIFA I got was 17. I still got like titles before that. So like Madden 15, 2K16, 2K was my joint when it was on Dreamcast. So remember when it used to be $20? But then Madden was like, hold up, they taking over. Everybody was on that 2K back then. 2K football, that was better than Madden. We got 8 in here with 5 likes. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Yeah, NBA Live used to be kill 2K. But when they finally bought it back out, it was straight trash. It dropped to like $20, I believe. I want to say maybe in the first month. Do you think the Patriots are going to be in the Super Bowl next year? Yeah. Do you think Alabama's going to be in the college football championship? Yeah. It's the same 2 teams every year. I mean, would I be surprised if the Patriots lost? Not really. You know, every good thing comes to an end at some point. Ask the Warriors that. Look at their team right now. Bunch of nobodies. Alabama doesn't win every year. The Patriots don't win every year, but they're there. But every good thing comes to an end at some point. So at some point, Alabama's not going to be the standard. Patriots are not going to be the same without either Tom Brady or Belichick. Once one of those guys leave, we'll know who the real core person of that franchise is, who's handling things. And I believe it's Tom Brady. Dude looks like he's still like the same age he's been since he came in the league. LSU Rupa is looking really good this year. I'm hoping, praying that they beat out Alabama. I can't stand Alabama. I'm a Florida State fan as far as college football. We are absolute trash. Saturday, I wanted to put a paper bag over my head because Clemson dogged us. I remember back, we used to dog Clemson out. Now Clemson, for the past, 3 seasons, have been straight dogging us. The Saints, yeah, Rupert. My sister loves the Saints. She called me, I think, Sunday night while I was at work. I'm quite sure to talk about the Saints. My NFL team is the 49ers, and we are 5-0, about to be 6-0 because we about to destroy the Redskins come Sunday at 1 o'clock. We got Florida for y'all, and then Bama next. Yeah, I really hope they beat Bama. I can't stand Bama. No matter what Bama does, like, you know, they're number one. It's ridiculous. All the analysts always love to just hype them up. They hype up their quarterbacks every year, then their quarterback gets in the NFL, and you're just like, where's this quarterback at? Their defense, yes, I would give it to their defense. Their defense produces a lot of great players in the NFL, but their running backs are never that big of a name. Quarterback's never that big. I'm not surprised Georgia lost to South Carolina. Georgia and Michigan are those 2 teams that always look kind of good. Then they either stumble to like a unranked team, or Michigan always fumbles to Ohio State. And Georgia usually might lose to either Florida or somebody else, or lose in the playoffs. Bear says, you have a TCL TV, right? Yes, I have the 55-inch 15. I know the 625 quantum dot is out now. And actually right now, the one I have is going for as low as $430. So if y'all are looking for another TV, man, it is the best mid-range TV under $1,000. If you got a Costco anywhere near you, or a Costco membership, that's the place to pick it up. I believe it's as low as $430 there right now. Plus you get Costco has probably the best warranty you can get. So if you got Costco, definitely pick it up from there. But anywhere else is still hovering around that $450 range for the 55-inch. So definitely pick that up. But if you want to spend the money on the quantum dot, you ain't losing much there either. But I heard there are a few issues early with those. Are you getting Scarface on 4K? Of course. That's the standard, man. How can I not? Just picked it up. That vlog is coming today after I finish this live. That's funny. You said, am I going to get American Gangster 4K? Now that I think about it, unless I overlooked it, or maybe it was a spot that was empty when I was just at Best Buy vlogging, it wasn't on the shelf. I didn't see it. I may have overlooked it once I start editing the video and all that. I'll probably see it on shelf because that's happened to me before. But honestly, American Gangster, I watched it. I wasn't that thrilled by it. it wasn't something that I just really love to be like, okay, I'm gonna get it again. I'm gonna watch it again, or I want to buy it. Okay, so it was only online. That makes sense. But it was pretty cheap too. I think it's only 19.99, so that's pretty good for a new release. Andrew, did you pick it up? Hoodlum was great. Yeah, I would probably say so because Hoodlum is a classic. Y'all know y'all boys talking about video games. Your boy still got the NES on deck. You know what I'm saying? I got the This was the standard back in the day. The gold cartridge Zelda. Whoo! Whoo! Boy, you had to have that gold cartridge. Only thing I don't have that I want is like pro wrestling, Excite Bike. The zapper gun I got somewhere in the closet over here. Did you pick up the Genesis Mini? Nope. I'm not really into those little collector's mini set things like that, man. I'd rather just have the real system. RBI baseball, yes. RBI baseball, Excite Bike. That's it. That was it. Yeah, Kung Fu was a joint. Yeah, pro wrestling, Excite Bike, track and field, RC Pro Am, uh, Tiger Heli, of course the Mario's. Man, like I think Nintendo. I got probably the best memories with Nintendo and going to Blockbuster and renting games on a good old Friday after school. Head up there with my brother, try to rent some games. Stuff be rented out. You trying to ask them, can they look in the pull up drive through drop bin to see if anybody dropped it off? Then you rent it for like 2-3 days for the weekend. It was a little bit extra to do that, I believe, because I believe like rentals was like for 24 hours, but you had to pay more for like a 3-day rental or something like that, especially if it was a new release. Oh yeah, Bases Loaded. I used to love baseball games. I used to buy baseball games, but now I don't for some reason. Like I always found that if I where's my controller? Here's one. If you like hold your D-pad in the corner and hit it at the right time, it was always a home run. Like I don't know how that was, but it always seemed to work for me. Oh, and Double Dribble, Tecmo Bowl. Yeah, duck hunt. I remember everybody with duck hunting. They used to get all the way up on the screen like this with the gun. Like I don't know if that really helped you out, but everybody used to do it. And then of course the classic. Your game don't work. You either hit it with that Q-tip, with the you put some alcohol on a Q-tip and wipe that part, or you gotta hold that joint until you run out of breath and be like, just blowing the crap, just spit all up in there. Then you open up the Nintendo itself and blow all in it, push that little black piece down and be blowing all up in there. Man, the kids these days, they don't know about this stuff. My kids, they look at it like, oh, that stuff old. They be like, yeah, you too old. Like they don't know about the good old days like that. Now all they got is just cell phones and tablets. Like they'll be coming home pretty soon in the next like hour. First thing they do, drop everything right here at the door on their phone or playing the video game. I'm surprised in this neighborhood I'm living in now, like kids even come outside to play. Like you don't see kids on bikes. You don't see kids early in the morning on Saturday mornings. I don't want kids knocking on my door early in the morning anyway, to be honest, but you don't really see kids outside like that, man. We used to be in different neighborhoods. We used to go to the next neighborhood over. And to be honest, where I live at here in Raleigh, man, the kid that, like, the school system is crazy. The kid right across the street from you probably goes to a different school than your kid does. So they don't even know each other like that unless, they outside and finally talk to each other. I remember renting SNES video games in movie stores. Those were the days. Yeah, man, and wrestling tapes. Like, I used to love getting wrestling tapes. I remember, I think it was Video Hut or Movie Stop or something like that. They had the over 18 section in the back. I always used to want to go back because it had like a curtain. I used to always want to go back there, peek back there when I was a kid. I lived in Chicago's in the 80s. It was Bad kids will be outside. Yeah, I mean back then you was forced outside. There was no sitting in the house. Like back before, especially if grown folks, if your mom, your parents was having a party or something, you either in the room with the door closed, you don't come up front with the grown folks, or you're outside and don't come in till pretty much I tell you to. You want something to drink, you better go to that spigot or that water hose and drink out the water hose, or you better go to your friend house because you're not opening that door, especially in the summertime. Shoot, yeah, right. Your grandma or your mom going crazy. You open that door, letting that AC out, and don't go in that refrigerator holding that refrigerator door open. I used to rent Contra and Street Fighter all the time on Super Nintendo. Oh man, the original. I liked all the Contras. Me and my homeboy, we used to do that too. We used to walk all the way up to the video store to go rent Contra and play it. Like I love Contra. I actually wish they would come out with another Contra at some point. It probably wouldn't be as good. It'd probably be a joke. But them side scroll games used to be the funnest. What else? We got AEW and NXT coming on tonight. I can't wait. But I gotta work in the morning, so I won't be able to watch both. So as usual, this week number 3 since AEW been on. So I'll DVR NXT and watch it tomorrow when I get off work. Yeah, because I ain't gonna stay up, but I'll watch it tomorrow when I get off work and go ahead and just watch AEW live. Because I'm still trying to figure out who they are. Like I know the old school people like Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, Christopher Daniels, some of the other people, but all these other new faces like Darby Allin and stuff, I don't know who these guys are. So that's why I definitely have to watch that before I watch NXT, because I know the NXT guys, I know what to expect. You have a good surround sound for the TV. Yes. If you go on with that TCL actually has their own sound bar now, so you can actually get their sound bar. If you want Dolby Atmos without all the extra wires and speakers, of course you can get the Dolby Atmos sound bar. Sound bar is usually going to be, well, depending on what your setup looks like, how big, the size of your room, the layout of your room, soundbar might be your best choice if you're not trying to run wires all over the place or have no chance of opening up walls if you're renting. One thing I say you could do if you are renting, you got a crawl space under your house. Just go ahead under the crawl space under your house and drill a little hole where you're gonna put your speakers at. That actually works too. Don't drill too big of a hole, just big enough for your to run your speaker wire from wherever under the house and up through where you're gonna have your speakers at. So that's always an extra idea. No, you're not. Don't think like, oh, it's gonna be bugs and stuff crawling in my house. No, it's not gonna happen because that speaker wire is gonna pretty much fill that hole if you do it the right way. So that's a little extra way you can do that if y'all haven't thought about it. But I mean, there's so much you can learn about audio video receivers and speakers. Like it's just so much. Like you'll really consume yourself trying to figure out, okay, is this the right one? It's trial and error. Then you got to learn your highs, your lows, decibel levels, and all that. So it's a lot. And then of course, I mean, they've gotten better over time, but those amps, and receivers, they let off a lot of heat. And some brands might only last you 2 to 3 years before it's gonna die out on you. So just really do your research on what you're gonna buy as far as your setup. I see you like DBZ. Do you see Dragon Ball Super? Yes, I've watched some Dragon Ball Super. I have not seen all of it, so do not spoil anything for me, because at some point I do need to catch up when I have like a back-to-back day off from work that I can just sit and watch stuff. Then I'll catch back up on it. But yes, I love Dragon Ball Z. This whole shelf right here, I know you guys can't really see it. It's kind of cornered, but everything on this shelf is Dragon Ball Z. And of course, there's pictures behind me. So this one is Gohan Awakening that this guy here in Raleigh drew. And I found this at Five Below. And this one I got from an anime shop. So yes, I love Dragon Ball Z. And then you can find these little DVDs right here that I actually buy when I see them at Walmart. They be having them in the bargain bin. So it's just like a compilation of like some of the best fights for each character and stuff like that. And they're usually only like $2, $3 if you can catch them. Normal price would be like 6, 7, but if you catch them in the bargain bin, you can get them for like $2. So when I see them like that, I go ahead and buy them just to put on the shelf and just in case. I like to play stuff while I'm cleaning up and stuff like that. When I'm cleaning off my shelves or cleaning the room, I like stuff playing in the background that I can hear and just stuff like that. I don't like a quiet house. They do have a new Contra game. It's called Contra Road Corps. It's probably garbage. Would you cop DBZ on 4K day one if they release it? Yes, I would. Depending on the price though, because y'all know these Dragon Balls, these season little series DVDs and stuff, they when they come out, they be like $34, $39 like any other TV show. So it would depend on the pricing. If it's high like that, then no, I would not. Because I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Rupa, you still in here? I'm surprised I'm actually feeling good today. How many right now NES games? I think I don't have that many because this one I actually found when I moved here last December. I think it was like a month after I got here. There's this like when you leave out of my neighborhood, there's these two nice houses. They both kind of look similar, so I think they either own both of them or they're family members. They look kind of identical to each other. Real nice houses. They was having a yard sale, so I just stopped. My wife stopped by there and she seen it. She was like, she automatically knew, go ahead and buy it. But it's only like three. It's like 15 games. I think in the boxes I still have in the closet with the zapper, the controllers, and stuff like that, there's still like 4 games in there. But there's no game to where I'm like, oh man. Because I haven't even plugged it up to see if it worked, but I do have. I used to love this at the arcades with that brown steering wheel, super off-road. So that one's in there. This was cool. I remember this Turbo Racing. And what I really love is most people, when you see games, like Nintendo games, they don't have the cases. So when I seen cases, I was like, oh, shoot. I was hyped when she came home with it. But for me, it was more like something for the shelf. I won't look in to try to play it. Especially, and then when I seen that Gold Zelda and Tiny Toon Adventures, like, those are games you don't see very often. Of course, you're going to see the Mario. So Mario 2, Mario 3, Yoshi, Dr. Mario, those are like a given. Favorite Jackie Chan movies. I was never really into Jackie Chan, so I would have to say probably Rush Hour. Did you watch Monday Night Raw? Stanley James, I didn't watch Monday Night Raw, and we got 10 people in here. You guys make sure you hit the like button and welcome to the 4K Corner if you're just now coming in. It's your midday movie news and more. I didn't watch Monday Night Raw, and I did not miss anything. Of course, I heard about Seth Rollins. I went back and watched the replay of that with burning down the Firefly Funhouse. I don't know what WWE is thinking, but they're just going to keep pushing Rollins down. His promos are horrible. That segment was horrible. There was a match afterwards that I seen on Twitter for Raw After Dark or whatever they call it. That went down with Seth Rollins and The Fiend again. And people were straight out booing. And it was horrible. So I don't know what they're doing, man, but it's bad. Sasha Banks injured from Hell in a Cell. Yeah, they said she hurt her tailbone, but she's supposed to be. I think she's supposed to be wrestling again or something like that soon. And then they want to do what you call it for Crown Jewel. Like, I get it. I know this Crown Jewel show is supposed to be like the WrestleMania for the people over there in Saudi Arabia, but they put in Seth Rollins versus The Fiend on there. For one, the people in the States most of them are gonna miss it because it comes on at 1 o'clock on Halloween Day. I don't see this match being any better. It's probably gonna still have the same outcome. They cannot put the belt on the Fiend yet. They really can't have him lose, so it's still gonna be the same outcome. It's either gonna be like some type of disqualification, some type of run in. It's gonna be something, or either the Fiend is gonna get beat down and he's just gonna disappear out of the ring, and lights come on, he's not there, and it's just over. It's gonna be something stupid. Like they should have never put the Fiend in this position in the first place. It was too soon. Caesar says, "What's up, 4K Corner?" Caesar, welcome in, my guy. I'm on that Schweppes right now. It's the only thing I can drink because my migraines make me nauseous. So being that I'm fasting, there's no sweets, no beef, no pork. So I can't have my usual Coca-Cola or anything. I can only drink ginger ale because I get nauseous from the migraines. Viking Raiders, the new tag team champions. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard the people actually loved, went crazy when they actually won because it seemed for a while they weren't doing anything with the Viking Raiders other than changing their name about 3 or 4 weeks straight. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time? I would go probably, I love Rob Van Dam. He's one of my favorites. Sting was always my favorite growing up. I love Sting. Of course, I think Ric Flair is the greatest of all time. Like, there's nobody above him. Not The Rock, not Stone Cold, not Hulk Hogan. Flair is the greatest. He is the guy. He is wrestling. Favorite finishing move would probably be the Raven. Yeah, Raven was dope. I love the flock. Favorite wrestler, Stone Cold. Stone Cold was dope. He's always been dope. Even when he was WCW, ECW, like Stone Cold was that guy. He always had that charisma. He knew how to do promos. Beefcake. Get out of here. There ain't no Brutus the Barber. Beefcake ain't nobody's favorite wrestler. You trolling on that one. That bears that cannot be true. I don't nobody like he was Hulk Hogan's lackey. Come on. Don't nobody like no Brutus the Barber Beefcake. My favorite, Crunch says, my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. To me, his technicality and ring awareness is unmatched. I don't know, man. I have this love and hate thing with Bret Hart. In the 90s, he was huge. Kids loved the jacket and the shades. I was never a big fan, but honestly, if I had to go technicality, I'd probably go Dean Malenko. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Yes, Paul was the he was. Paul Orndorff was that dude. Bear says, no, I'm not trolling. He was back in the 80s. Yeah, Beefcake was never like a A wrestler. He was always like kind of on that B side, straggling A. But he was never like up there in names. He's most known for being beside Hulk Hogan during promos. I'm sorry. Favorite match is Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. My favorite match is probably, I would go with, okay, so back to renting movies all the time. I was probably like between 8 10 years old. Almost every weekend when I would have a few bucks, I would walk up to the movie store because it was like 5 minutes from my house sitting on the corner. So I would go and rent WrestleMania, I think it's 7, Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan. That's probably one of my all-time favorite matches. I would say that. The ladder match with Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, and probably the scaffold match with Road Warriors and Midnight Express. Brooklyn Brawler is the GOAT. Yeah, y'all trolling on this. I guess Coco Beware is the GOAT too, huh? Nah, no, nothing against Coco. Italian Stallion is the GOAT. What about Alex Wright? Y'all remember Alex Wright from WCW? The tall, I think he was Russian or something. He used to dance like. That's probably y'all favorite wrestler. Actually, I was just watching Before I started this live, I was watching a old WCW show from 1989 on YouTube. I don't know if y'all watch, anybody in here watch the NWA Power show on YouTube yet? It's been 2 weeks running now. It is very nostalgic. They brought everything back about NWA. I would say the first week I liked a lot better than the one that came on yesterday. If you don't know, it's on YouTube. Just put in NWA Power, and it comes on. Each show comes on every Tuesday at 6:05, just like back in the day. It used to come on Saturdays at 6:05. But if you grew up in the 80s and you know WCW Power Hour or the old NWA shows, like they redid the set. It's dope, man. Very nostalgic. There is no entrance music, no kind of ramps. They just come straight out from behind the curtains. Get out the ring once they win. They cut their little promo right there at the little podium. Like everything is cookie cutter, like NWA old TBS network. It's pretty dope. Only thing I hated about it from Tuesday's episode is that it came off as very soap opera type. It almost felt like I was watching a movie that was depicting 80s wrestling. So it was a little bit weird, but the guy, I don't really know these guys like that, but Nick Aldis is the NWA champ. He cut a pretty good promo, but the guy Eli Drake, his promo when he came in, what's the name? Oh boy, Cowboy James Storm. He was cutting a promo, but then Eli Drake came in. Eli Drake's promo was great. Do I have WWE Network? Yes, I do have it. I might actually just cut it off soon now that, because I mostly had it for NXT. I love NXT. I love the takeover shows. I think the takeover shows are the best pay-per-views out there right now. They do the best job for 3. They only put on like 6 matches on those shows, but all of them are so great. But that's basically why I had WWE Network. But now that they're on USA, I almost feel like there's no point in me having WWE Network anymore, other than when a pay-per-view comes on that I want to watch. Yeah, I don't buy digitals though. But if it gets down to like Coffee says, Crawl is available for purchase in 4K. I don't do digitals. I give all my digitals away or I sell them. But if I see it like on Slick Deals or something like that, and I see, oh, Crawl can be had for $5 on digital, I'll buy it. But I'm not about to buy it for like 19 or whatever it is right now. Pretty sure the price is still up there for a digital code. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I seen that. Bear said he's seen the NWA show. Yeah, NWA is dope. No, TNA is still on. It is on. They went to another network. I forgot the name of it. But yes, it is still on. That and Ring of Honor. Like, I never know when these shows come on. That's why a lot of these wrestlers I don't know, because like AEW pulled from people from some of these shows, and I don't know them because they're not on a big network. I don't know when their shows come on. I'll be seeing Ring of Honor on like Saturday nights, late night and stuff like that. It'd be weird times. And I'm like, I don't know whether this is a new show or am I watching something old. So a lot of these wrestlers, I just don't know who they are. And I don't get into it. Impact, I never liked. I didn't like TNA. Nope. Never liked it, especially when they had that 6-sided ring. It sounded cool. Like if I was a little kid back when they did that, I'd probably been like, oh shoot, that's dope. Like I can't wait to see that. But that 6-sided ring and all that, that was, nah, I wasn't into it. But AEW is dope because I like the crowd. Like last week's show, if you really looked in the crowd, it was not sold out or anything like that. But what I love about it is basically nothing but like men that look like from probably about 20, 21 up to probably in their 30s, maybe hitting close to 40. But it looks like a big frat party out there. It looks like men's night out, just a night out with the bros watching wrestling. So it looks pretty, I like it. It's pretty dope. Looks like a good time. Stanley says he used to watch it every week. Were you a fan of the Shield? No, man, the Shield is whack. I don't like none of them. I'm not even really into John Moxley. I know everybody loves Moxley. I don't like Roman Reigns. Don't like Seth Rollins. To me, the Shield felt like a forced NWO to me. Jay Lethal was pretty funny though with his Ric Flair and Macho Man. Yeah, Jay Lethal was dope. That's what I love about Velveteen Dream. His interests, yes, he's. I don't know if he's gay in real life, so I don't know if he just pulls off his character well. But I love his interests when he does like kind of tributes with his pants, like with Rick Rude, Macho Man when he did the Hogan walkout. I love that stuff. Like that's pretty dope that he does that. To pay homage to people that came before him. I thought that's pretty cool to do that. I know a lot of the wrestlers now like doing like they outfits by be inspired by comic characters and stuff like that. So for him to do old wrestlers every time he walks out, like that's pretty dope. I like Velveteen Dream is my favorite NXT wrestler. But yeah, Macho Man, he's up there, upper echelon of wrestling. I was just listening to Busted Open on my way home from Best Buy, and they had Missy Hyatt on there. So I kind of forgot about Missy Hyatt. So I was like, I wonder what she looks like now. So I googled some pictures of her. I wasn't really into her back in the day. I like Woman when she used to be with Ric Flair. But let me ask you, since it seems like everybody on here always like this. Every time I do a live or something, everybody talks about wrestling. So I see people still love wrestling. I'm glad I do. So my question to everybody: who is your favorite tag team of all time, or who do you think is the number one tag team of all time? Bear says, "Do I have any old WWE action figures?" No, I don't have action figures, Bears, but I do still have this. Let me go off screen. Some of y'all probably already seen it. Bears, you may have seen it already, but dude, I've had this. As you can see, I had to be a little kid when I made this. It says, "Do not touch, no touching." Baseball, football, cards, stuff like that. It's got my name. It's got hands off. I made this box when I'm 37 right now. I made this box when I was 1991, so 82. I was born. So I was 9 years old when I made this box and got the stuff that's in it. So what's on the inside is surprise. This is the only thing I have not thrown away since I was a kid, but it's the entire set of the old WCW 1991 and 92 wrestling trading cards. So I think that was 90. That was the 91s. That was Freebird. So that's what all this is. No, I don't have like the sleeves or anything, but this is all the WCW wrestling cards. So I've had these since 1991. It's the one thing I just will not throw away for the life of me. I don't even have like old pictures when I was a kid. I know, but like my sister and my mom got them, but I don't have like no kid. It's the only memory I got pretty much as a kid is wrestling. So I don't throw that away. I don't have like baby pictures at my house of me, when I was little. I don't have like high school pictures, nothing. This is the one thing I have from my childhood in my house. Let's see. So for tag teams, Gaze says Road Warriors, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. Crunch says the Bushwhackers, Jimmy Garvin had the Super Pimp Walk. Mine was Rockin' Mankind. Stanley, how old are you? I feel like you was probably born around 90. I'd say probably 92, 95. Because your favorite wrestler is Stone Cold. Your favorite tag teams were Rock. So you kind of really grew up watching wrestling during that Attitude Era. So I feel like you're probably born in the 90s. See, I knew it. So you can gauge what people like based on when they kind of grew up. So being that I was born in 82, I revert back to all those people. I remember being like 3, 4 years old, laying on the bed on Saturdays watching wrestling with my dad. So I remember like Ric Flair, Chief Jay Strongbow, Nikita Koloff, Nikolai Volkov, all that old school 80s wrestling. I can remember that stuff from when I was like 3, 4 years old, but I can't remember nothing else. If it didn't involve wrestling, like that's what consumed my childhood, like I don't remember it. So that's kind of why I hold on to those cards. Like I said, most of my childhood growing up, it was all about wrestling for me. If it wasn't about wrestling, I was either playing with Ninja Turtles or something like that. playing with my wrestling figures, Ninja Turtles, Micro Machines. I don't know if y'all remember them little cars, Micro Machines. I love those. But for me, it was all about wrestling. I don't even know if y'all remember. There was another organization called USWA that used to come on channel. Well, on the East Coast in my area, it came on like channel 6 or something like that around 3:30 in the afternoon. Do you ever watch the Academy Awards? No, Marco, I do not, because most of the time it's it's all about, like, it's not about the movies that we really love. It's a I hate to put it like this, but it's the honest truth. If you go look at a lot of the awards, it's all about what Caucasians love and those artsy type films and stuff. So like Shape of Water, stuff like that. Um, Usually those artsy films like that and stuff win all those types of awards. The other movies, they'll win every now and then, or they'll get something like best soundtrack or something like that. But as far as like best picture and stuff, it's never the movies I'd say we really love or that we think should win. Bear says yes, WWF was my childhood as well. I'm 41. So Bears, I would say you definitely remember being up, trying to stay up as a kid, or on Saturday nights till like 12 o'clock trying to watch Saturday Night Main Event. You probably remember Clash of the Champions on, what did that come on, Wednesday nights, and then at 8:05 it would go off. The show wouldn't be over. They'd be like, oh, we ran out of time. We'll pick up on Saturday, show you what happened at the end. But so my favorite tag team of all time is, of course, the Road Warriors. I would probably say next might be, I love Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, of course. That whole NWA time, that just reinvented wrestling. That flipped everything. Like, it created just something special that they've tried to duplicate ever since. So that was a great time for professional wrestling. We still see it today, like all these little factions try to be the NWO, but you cannot duplicate that. Like, that came off so real. To hold back, it's good thing social media wasn't back then, or camera phones and stuff, because there's no way they could have ever invaded and made it feel like it was real like that. Or I remember that time when they went and just destroyed the whole set, and then they slammed Rey Mysterio's head against the trailer outside. There was a neighborhood. The story is there was a neighborhood right there. And the people living there thought it was real. So they had a bunch of cops storming the outside thinking there was this big gang fight going on when there was a professional wrestling show. People in the neighborhood heard it or whatever and thought something was really happening. Yeah, I'd say around about 2000, because after I had my daughter, my first child, I was still watching wrestling a bit. She started falling in love with it, but I fell out of it. So I'd say between 2005 to about maybe 2012, I stopped watching wrestling. I would watch it with her, and we would go to the shows because she loved it. And me growing up as a child, I knew that's the one thing I really loved, was going to see wrestling live. So I would still take her and my nephew to see it, but I wasn't really into it. I didn't start watching it again till like the kids started coming in from the wrestlers that I grew up watching. So like when the Usos came, started watching like Natalia and all these other people start coming in. That's when I was like, okay, it's time for me to start watching wrestling again. So I love the Usos. They're gone right now. I don't know what's going on with them. So now I'm back into it. That's what I'm loving about this whole AEW thing, man. It's brought back that 90s feel of having some competition, having two things to watch simultaneously, flipping back, then wanting to hear, like, going to podcasts and stuff afterwards, or listening to talk radio or something to find out, what other people thought about the show and stuff like that. So it's really good right now. But WWE still sucks, to be honest. Like, their shows are horrible. Right now, it seems like it's all about either shock value or just promos. Stanley says he hasn't watched AEW or NXT. Yeah, I feel like you're missing out. I don't see it. Are you even watching WWE? Because if you're watching WWE, I don't see how you're able to stand and say, okay, I want to watch this again either next Monday or next Friday, because the content right now is terrible. The best thing they got going right now is The Fiend, and they're messing that up big time. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I gotta see if it's still raining, because if it's raining, I gotta go pick my daughter up from the bus stop pretty soon, so she ain't gotta walk in the rain. But let me check and see. Looks like we are good to go for now. We are actually over an hour in. We got 8 people watching, 9 likes. So if you haven't hit that like button yet, please go ahead and hit the like button. Favorite MMA fighters, John Jones, number 1. Anderson Silva, GSP. Frankie Edgar. I like Joe Lozon. I like Korean Zombie. Michelle Waterson. Valentina Shevchenko is a beast. Love her. I would say offhand, that's all I can think of. I did love JDS, but JDS fell off big time after he fought Kane a couple times and got mollywopped. So he ain't been the same ever since. Francis Ngannou, I'm ready to see what he can really do. I'm not excited for DC versus Stipe Part 2. I mean, I do want to see who's going to win, but I mean, Part 3, yeah, the trilogy. Oh yeah, Bex Correa she got a big old butt on her. She ugly though. Her face is a no-go, but that body, it's that Brazilian. McGregor is not the GOAT. McGregor is the GOAT of getting titles and not defending them. You can say that, but he ain't the GOAT. He can cut a promo. I won't be surprised if we see him at WrestleMania. I know a lot of people thought last year he was going to be there, but with him not fighting still, I won't be surprised to see him at WrestleMania next year. Dude is in court more than he's in the ring right now, so he gonna need some money at some point. The way he plans to be spending it and getting in trouble. I never was into Alistair Overeem. He was always a fake. Lyoto Machida, he had that style and mystique at first. Suffered a loss. Never really been the same again. Fedor was always outside of the UFC. We know the UFC is the upper echelon. I mean, I'm not going to say that's his fault for not being there. But for me, if you're going to claim the GOAT, you have to go through the UFC. Everybody, the UFC is synonymous with MMA. When people don't even say the word MMA, they say UFC. We can be talking about Bellator. People will say, are you going? So a Bellator fight can be on. Somebody walks in that doesn't really watch sport like that, they're going to say, oh, you're watching UFC. It's MMA, but all they know is the name UFC because it's the upper echelon of the sport. British Bulldogs was my favorite tag team. Yeah, I used to love them with, what was it a little bit? Matilda, the dog? Yeah. What's your favorite TV shows? My favorite right now is Stranger Things and Into the Badlands. Yes, I would say those are my favorite. Those are 2 of my top favorites right now. I'm waiting on Jack Ryan to come back on Amazon Prime. Home, that show The Boys to come back for season 2. Of course, I'm waiting on Stranger Things. Into the Badlands is dope. Favorite backpack rapper or group? Of course, the best group of all time is Wu-Tang Clan. Favorite rapper would probably be, I would say, probably Tupac. I stopped watching Empire around about the time that Jussie Smollett started having that controversy with what happened to him. That's when I stopped watching that. I never watched Stars. I never watched Power. I think I only watched 1 episode of Power. This is the final season of Empire. Honestly, I don't even watch a lot of TV anymore. If it ain't sports or something, I don't really watch it. Half the time, if I do watch something, it's binge watching. That's how I know about Jack Ryan and Homeland and The Boys and stuff. It's like me and my wife, I finally get some days off or something, so me and my wife might try to binge watch something or her mom or stepdad might tell her about a show that they're watching, and we'll try it out. But other than that, I don't really sit down and be like, oh, I gotta watch this show. The last show I can say that I was sitting down watching kind of on a weekly basis and couldn't wait on was Gotham. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Bone Thugs and Harmony. They definitely brought a different vibe back in the '90s, rapping real fast. You couldn't really explain understand what they were saying, but it hit with the beat. So Bone Thugs and Harmony, yes, they are up in that top. Did you ever watch Power Rangers? Yeah, of course we watched Power Rangers. The first group. Once it started getting into all that other stuff, like no, but yeah, the first group, of course. After like that series and after the whole Green Ranger, White Ranger, and all that, like yeah, I stopped watching. I started getting older. Like I think that came around the time I was like transitioning from middle school to high school. So it wasn't about going home watching like shows and stuff like that. You hanging out after school, going to the games, or trying to go sneak in some girl's house. So like after that series, the first set of whatever, however it worked with Power Rangers, like after that, yeah, it was I didn't watch it anymore. We got 10 people watching now. If you're new to the channel, man, always definitely hit that subscribe button. Follow your boy 4KD Ray over on Instagram. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and hit that you want all my videos coming to your inbox so you know when new videos come up or when I'm going live like this. This will be happening more often during the daytime. Now that I see still got a decent crowd. So I don't know if you guys are at work, at school, or something like that and can still enjoy sitting here and talking with me. But I absolutely love it because I see it's repeat people. So that lets me know that y'all have had fun or enjoyed being here on the first 2 episodes and you're happy to be back. So I wouldn't suggest that y'all be sitting here doing this while you're at work or school, but I appreciate it. I mean, I do it sometimes too. Like that's why I don't think Super Duper Ruper's in here anymore, but sometimes I do overnights at work. So I love it when him and Mr. Skinny and all those other guys are Tony D Too Wild are up late and they do these podcasts overnight because I get to listen to it while I'm at work or early in the morning because I go to work at 6 a.m. So and we don't open till 9:30. So I got like 3 hours to sit there and just sit on YouTube. Yes, Ninja Scroll and oh, you just made me forget because I'm surprised to see that pop up on the screen. Fist of the North Star. Ninja Scroll and Fist of the North Star are my favorite two anime films of all time. Nothing tops Fist of the North Star for me. But Jubei on Ninja Scroll, yes, sir. Luis Torres, what up, what up, what up? Yeah, I love Ninja Scroll. And I know last time we was on here, it's a lot of people from last time we were talking about anime shows. So I don't know if y'all remember, but I was trying to jog my memory on an anime that my homegirl at work was telling me about, and I had watched one season of it, but it was called Drifters. So I actually got to catch up on that right now. If y'all in the chat, man, and y'all know some websites to watch these anime shows for free, something like Kiss Anime or something like that, you know, drop it in the comment section. Everybody, I love it if y'all know some good websites to use that don't crash and stuff like that or don't get taken down. I definitely need to find out some so I can catch up on some good anime. Of course, I know everybody watches My Hero Academia. I have never watched it. So also drop that in the comment section. Let everybody know what's good to watch. Who's your eBay plug? Need some deals. So if I ever tell y'all my eBay plug, then I'm not going to have any content to buy. Even though I haven't bought from her in a while. It's been a while since I did an eBay pickup. I still peruse the page, but they haven't had anything that I want. So I was waiting on stuff that I haven't picked up yet, like Dark Phoenix and stuff like that, for them to have it. But I haven't seen it. So not telling you my eBay person, you'll just have to kind of go on there and find your own or hope that you luck up and find my person. What is a snack you do eat when you're really excited to watch a brand new movie? Mine is chips and soda. I'm not big on chips. I do love salt and vinegar chips. That's one of my favorites. Or I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that Food Lion The Food Lion brand of barbecue chips, they're usually like $80 for the big bag of chips. Those are banging. I really like those. Um, Pringles, of course, those are a go-to. I kind of like the original Pringles. But as far as like a main snack, is I don't do a lot of like cakes, candy, and snack cakes and stuff like that. What I do is just regular food. So I like having pizza or hot wings, really, to be honest with you. But if it had to be anything, it'd probably be like some popcorn or some chips and a Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is my drink. My little mini fridge is right over here. Usually keep it full of Coca-Cola. Right now it's only full of Schweppes ginger ale till tomorrow when I can finally start eating and drinking everything again. But Coca-Cola is the number one drink. That's Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper. My wife loves Sprite, so I keep Sprite in there for her. Oh, and you can't go wrong with Slim Jims either. Even though I don't think those things are good for you. Glock or 1911? Which brand 1911? Because everybody's got a 1911, but I would say a 1911. Only reason I don't go with Glock, yes, Glocks are very good guns. Of course, police use them, so they got to be very good and reliable. But the thing I don't like about Glocks is that they don't have safeties. I got 3 kids, 14, 11, and 2. So I can't have a gun sitting around that doesn't have a safety. It's not a smart idea. Yes, I can put a lock on it, but that defeats the purpose of me having it for home safety. So the gun that I have is actually ambidextrous because I'm left-handed, so it has a safeties on both sides. So that's sufficient enough for me. But I try to keep it, if I do have it, I try to keep it on one of my shelves up here or something, or like on the side of my couch or something, because my front door is right here. So just in case I ever need it. But when the kids are home, I keep it up high. My oldest kids, they know not to touch it. The baby did touch it one time, scared the crap out of me. But honestly, I like my wife has the Smith & Wesson, the SD9 VE. If you've seen the video that I made, that's her gun. Mine is the Taurus 24/7 G2. I love her gun. Her gun is super light. Like it barely feels like you're holding or carrying anything on you for it to be a full size 9mm. Mine is pretty heavy. It's got a little a rattle to it with the magazine. But F&N is very good. Smith & Wessons are great. I can go on and on about guns. I actually want an AR-15 right now. SIG is great, yes. How long till Roman wins the title? Hopefully a long time. Because the thing is, right now they're starting to notice Seth Rollins getting all these boos. They're booing him out of the arena every moment they can get. Seth Rollins is not the face. What people love about Seth Rollins is his slogan. If y'all notice, they pop during his entrance. Still to right now, if you go watch Raw, they pop during his entrance. They pop when he's about to say, burn it down. So they like doing that with him. But other than that, he gets boos or it's pretty much quiet. Roman Reigns always felt forced. He's still getting some cheers. It's not as loud as the WWE probably wants, because I believe people are still kind of sitting on their hands because of his whole health issue thing. So they still don't know whether it's time to start booing him again. But they're slowly still force feeding him on us, as you can tell with all the commercials, the WWE cover with Becky Lynch when they could have just put just her on there. It didn't make sense to have them both. But of course they did it because they want him to be the face, and then he went through the health thing, so they're figuring casuals are following that. So, hey, that's that guy that's with wrestling that had leukemia and he beat it again or whatever. So that's what they're trying to capitalize off of, but neither one of them are really gonna be the face of WWE. And I'm glad the crowd is really pushing to say this isn't what we want. Stanley says, I want Brock Lesnar to lose the WWE Championship. Yeah, that's why Brock brings in the ratings, because everybody wants to see him lose. He's a spectacle. People are tired of him because he doesn't wrestle very often, which is kind of the old school mentality, especially with somebody of his caliber. He's not a wrestler. He's more of a he's like a Andre the Giant. He's a spectacle. So he shouldn't be on TV every week. If he's on TV every week, Nobody's looking at him like he's this big, huge bad guy that can beat everybody. It's gonna kill his allure, just like the Fiend. But unfortunately, some weeks they try to just do Firefly Funhouse. Sometimes we see the Fiend, but we shouldn't see the Fiend week after week, especially not wrestling. He could show up, but one week you just need to have just Firefly Funhouse, and we don't see the Fiend, so that he keeps that allure. Feel bad for Kofi. He going back to the New Day just like he never won the title. Yeah, they didn't want to give him the title from the start. That's the fans did that again. So we kind of forced their hand to put the belt on Kofi. It wasn't supposed to happen that way. So they had to ride that wave. But you knew with the Fox deal coming, once Brock said months ago that he wasn't going back to the UFC, he wanted to stay with wrestling. You knew with that Fox deal, Brock was going to get that belt back. It's what's for best for business. He's huge. People know him. So it only makes sense to put the belt on him. And he's going to be the champion probably for a little while. Definitely Cain Velasquez probably ain't about to beat him at Crown Jewel. If he does, they do it for shock value. And then he's going to come back and beat Cain for it. Or somebody's going to beat Cain. And see, you beat me to it. They saying Cain Velasquez is going to beat him. I could see it happening. Like I said, just for shock value. Cain's had 2 wrestling matches since he's been out of the UFC. They've both been, I think it's 2 or 3. But they're all been tag team matches. He hasn't done anything solo yet. So this is a big gamble of having him on there. They're trying to stack this show up because they've got all this money from Saudi. They're stuck in a corner because they have to put together these big shows. So now they're trying to fill it up with a lot more star power. This is the biggest one they've had just so far. This is the second Crown Jewel, but like the 3rd show in Saudi Arabia. The other one was the Greatest Royal Rumble. So they got to stack it, especially with the way the last one ended with Undertaker and Goldberg. That was horrible. So they got to stack this one for the people, really. So they did this. And to be honest, how would y'all say Cain looked when he came to the ring? Did he look like somebody Brock could have feared? Not to me, to be honest. He looked out of shape. He had a knee brace on, looking like he could barely walk to the ring. Yes, you could go with the whole, yes, he beat Brock up, show the pictures of him with the scar on his face. He still got that scar above his eye or somewhere like that. Yeah, you can go with that. But as a casual coming in, not knowing who Cain Velasquez is, you look at him and you're just like, why is Brock scared of this dude? Who is this? Like, we don't get it. I thought it was a horrible entrance. It made Rey Mysterio look bad. He looked like the little kid in high school that said, you know what, tomorrow, you beat me today, but tomorrow I'm coming back with my big brother and you're going to have to deal with him. That's how they made Rey Mysterio look. Rey Mysterio. Dude has been around forever. They made him look like an 8-year-old. It was ridiculous. And honestly, when the camera first looked up the ramp, I thought it was Rey Mysterio and Dominic, his son. I didn't realize that was Cain. It took a minute. Have you seen the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie? I need something to drink. My voice running out. Have you seen the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie? I thought it was okay, but I really liked the first one. And the second one with Gohan and Broly. Dude, are you crazy? I get it. We're human. We all like our we all have differences of opinion. That's what makes us human. But this was way better than the first Broly movie. The first Broly movie was nothing but a bunch of screaming. This one was way better, especially the fight scenes. This one was ridiculous. But, you know, everybody has a difference of opinion. I mean, to be honest, you're the only one that I've heard say you like the first one better. All right, you guys, we are 119 minutes again. Ciampa returning to fight tonight. Yes, he is coming back to fight tonight. I'm very surprised. I like Tommaso Ciampa. I love his entrance music. It's pretty dope. So I'm glad he is back, but it kind of confused me having Finn Balor come back and Ciampa come back on the same night, and both of them look like they're supposed to be chasing Adam Cole. So I'm a little confused on the storyline on where they're going with that. And then we haven't even seen much of what's the other guy that was supposed to come to WWE with Aleister Black and Ricochet? That's been feuding with Adam Cole. Forget his name. All right, Bears, we'll see. We're about to round it out here too. But yeah, I forget his name, but yeah, Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. Yeah, I just don't know. This is 4 people all in title mix. So I don't know where they're going with this storyline, but I guess we'll find out tonight with Johnny Gargano where they're going to really place him at. Of course, we still haven't seen Finn Balor show back up yet since that first night saying that he's back on NXT. So we still got some storylines to go. But the good thing about NXT, they keep their storylines going. I'm ready to see where they go with Shayna Baszler and the other girl, the tall girl that was on there last week. I don't remember her name either, but she's pretty dope. She's pretty young, like 23, 24 years old. So that's going to be a fun little feud because when I first seen her, I was like, I'd love to see her versus Shayna Baszler. But nonetheless, you guys, we are about to round it out because the kids are about to come home. So I got to get them started. We actually got to go. I got to take my daughter to the gym. She's trying out for basketball, I believe, next week. So got to take her to get some shots up at the gym. So nonetheless, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me in the 4K corner. I will see y'all on the next podcast, probably coming this weekend. I'll probably go up Friday night or Saturday night. But till then, you guys look out. The 4K pickup vlog should be coming out later on today. And we gone. Peace.